Welcome to your gentle yin practice. For today's practice, we're going to be getting into a lot of twist. So we're going to be twisting through our spine, which represents and symbolizes a lot of clearing, letting go, releasing. You can kind of think of like wringing out a wet rag, right? And it's letting go of all of that heaviness, all of that old mucky water that's no longer serving you so you can feel light and fresh once again on the other side. So for today's practice, I have a bolster, I have a throw blanket, and I also have a couple blocks by my side. So make sure you have that support if you'd like it or need it. Of course, you don't need it, but if you would like it for your practice, make sure you have everything set up. Let's start coming on to all fours. We're going to open our blanket wide and bring that under the knees. So we have space there. And then we're going to have our bolster out right in front of us. And then once you have this, let's just start in a child's pose. So you can walk yourself on down. You can either bring your forehead to the bolster. You could bring either cheek to the bolster. And just beginning to arrive. Take a full breath in and a big breath out. Beautiful, filling up through your nose, parting the lips and letting go. One more together, full breath in and a big breath out. And as you land here in this child's pose, just notice where you can start to relax. Your muscles, your nerves. Feeling what's present for you here and now. If you've grounded yourself to the forehead, you can stay. If you chose one cheek, just begin to switch over to the other cheek. Notice any sensations that are present for you in your body today. And when we think about this release, this letting go, what is it that you're ready to shed? We often have all of these visions and goals for ourselves, but we can't bring everything with us into that next level. Some things are only meant to last for a specific season or a specific reason in our life. Where are you holding extra weight, extra baggage that is ready to be softened? Let's take 5 more breaths here. With every breath, becoming more and more present. feeling the outside world beginning to quiet as you tune into your own being. And then from here, you're going to gently start to bring yourself back through center if you're not already. Gently lift yourself up onto your forearms so you can remove that bolster out from underneath you and go ahead and grab a block. That block is going to come right under the crown of your head. Keep your hips back to your heels in that child's posture. And we're going to thread the needle. So your left arm forward, right arm can start weaving under. And then bring that right side of the head down to that block so our spine can stay nice and aligned here. Left arm's reaching forward. Right arm threaded through. And you can soften that left shoulder and left arm. Think about drawing that right hip back and down a little bit more, really feeling into this gentle twist. Right, just starting that process of releasing and letting go. It might be energetically, physically letting go, clearing out your closets or your space. Maybe there's mental clutter, tabs that are open in your mind. Breathing in, sighing out, letting every breath that you take be a symbol of shedding, peeling back what's no longer serving you. We'll take 2 more breaths here. As you begin to press down through that left arm, gently lift up, unwind. Bring your forearms down and just lift yourself up. Bring your knees in for a moment here. Just allowing ourselves to kind of get some weight off of the feet. Go ahead and tuck your toes here and shift your hips back once again. Feel that stretch through the soles of your feet. You could even relax your forehead down to the bolster, to the block. Feeling that opening and releasing through the feet, through the toes. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Filling up and letting go. Once again. Beautiful. Gently beginning to lift up. Spread the knees wide, untuck the toes. We're going to take that twist to the other side. So your right arm goes forward and your left arm threads under your right. Gently grounding the side of your head, your left side down to that block. Settle the hips back to the heels. Let the thighs and the belly soften. Maybe close down your eyes as you return here once again. Notice when the breath becomes shallow, or when you even begin to hold the breath. Welcome back that flow. That ebb and flow in and out. Soften your grip. Let down your walls, even if just for this practice. Letting yourself open up to the possibility of complete surrender. And thoughts might continue to drift by in the mind, and that's okay. That's part of the human experience. Can you just observe them without the need to attach onto them, to claim them, to identify with them? Let the thoughts just be the thoughts. And allow yourself to exist beyond them. We'll take a few more breaths here on this side. Just about 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then as you press down through that right hand, unwind back through center. Gorgeous. We can move that block over to the side. You're going to pull yourself up to the forearms, draw your knees in. I'm going to lift myself all the way up so I can resituate my blanket here, bringing it long ways on the mat. We're going to lower down here. So it might be nice to have that cushion, and then your bolsters to the top of your mat, like a pillow. And then we're gonna find a Sphinx pose. So you can kind of roll that pillow back so it's situated underneath you. And then your forearms ground down. So you can even like kind of press that pillow back a little bit more. Coming into the Sphinx pose, your shoulders stack over your elbows, your toes can untuck. However it feels right, your heels might fall out, your heels might fall in, your legs might be closer or a little bit further apart. Now, to aid in this release that we're talking about, this cleansing, we're going to take a few lion's breaths. A lion's breath is a big inhale through the nose and then sticking out the tongue for your exhale. And it's a really ugly, forceful breath, but like I said, very clarifying and detoxifying. So let's go into that. Take a big inhale. Stick out your tongue. You could even roll your eyes up and into the back of your head. Big breath in. Let it go. One more. Inhale. Gaze over your right shoulder. Take a little twist here. Gazing back, keeping your heart open. And then bring your head back through center. Take a little twist as you gaze over your left shoulder here. Breathe. And come back through center. You'll drop the head down, chin towards chest. And then take some head circles, big sweeping circular motions. Beautiful. And take those circles in the opposite direction here. Continue with your breath. And then as you drop back down, just kind of rock the head left and right. Beautiful. Slightly lift the gaze forward once again. And then we're going to lower down. So again, that bolster comes forward. We're going to bring our right cheek down to that bolster like a little pillow. And then stretch your right arm out wide. And then you're going to bend into your left leg and kind of roll over onto your right side. So you're not only getting this big shoulder opener, opening the heart, the chest, but you're also getting this twist through the spine. Your left hand could stay grounded, or it might take a half bind behind your back. If for any reason the bolster doesn't feel good under the head, you could also use a block, or you could just release the head down to the earth. Reaching through those right fingertips. And just notice the more you draw the pinky in towards the midline, the stretch is going to become a little bit more easeful. And then as you draw the thumb up, the stretch kind of intensifies. So you can always adjust as you need or desire. Noticing where you feel sensation in the body. Let's take 3 to 5 more breaths. Allowing yourself to soften into presence. Ah. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to start to unwind. We're going to take this right over to the other side. So switch your cheek. Your left arm goes out long to a T. And then you're going to bend into that right leg and start to roll onto your left side. And just noticing what you feel here. How does it maybe feel similar or different from the other side? Maybe that right hand comes to half bind behind your back. Steady your breath. Right, that's our way of communicating to our body that we are present with sensation, that we are listening, and that we are open to surrender, to soften, to deepen. And it's when we really begin to drop into stillness that we notice how busy or clear the mind is. So you might notice that there's racing monkey mind thoughts. You might notice that there's one thing that keeps drawing your attention, your awareness. Maybe something you have to do later, or something that's taking up a lot of your attention and focus. You might also notice yourself maybe zoning out in moments. Or even better than that, you'll find yourself completely aware and connected with the breath, the body. And it's just our way of creating space to observe, not to judge or fix or necessarily even change. But we're creating space for this natural settling. Just creating the space, the time, offering yourself patience to recenter. as you feel that twisting happening in your spine, coming back to that visualization of that wet rag that you're wringing out. Letting go of the heaviness of the mucky waters. Of the stagnant energy. Just breathe into that as if that rag was your spine right now that we're wringing out. Letting go of what's ready to be released. We'll take 3 to 5 more breaths. And then as you're ready, slowly unwind. Come back through center. And then this time you can move the bolster a bit. Stack your hands in front of you and drop your head down. Maybe give a little wiggle side to side through your hips before returning to stillness and just allowing our spine to neutralize. And then as you're ready, we're going to slowly press our way up and set ourselves up for one of our final twists. Well, maybe not our final. Maybe we'll do 2 more. But grab your blocks. You're going to set them up in an L shape. So one's on its lowest setting, one's on its highest setting, towards the right side of your mat, and then your bolster is going to lie up against these. Your blanket can stay as it is, and then you're going to bring your right shin right out in front of you, facing the long edge of your mat, and then your left shin goes towards the back of your mat, parallel with the short edge. You can gently flex your toes, sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Big breath in, lengthening through your spine. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. And you're going to start to lower yourself down, down, down. Now you could stay with your right cheek grounded down to the bolster, Or if you really want to deepen this twist up into your cervical spine, your left cheek could drop down to the bolster. You could try it out and see what feels best and land how you want to feel. And then just start to soften here. Notice if you feel anything rising, whether it be sensations in the body, emotions through our energy, or thoughts in the mind. What is rising? What is present for you here? Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then you're going to start to press your way up. Drop your left arm down by your side. Your right arm sweeps up and over. Take a big side stretch. And then drop your right arm down to your left knee. Drop your head down. Breathing into that backside body. Beautiful. Slowly begin to rise up. We're just gonna lean through center and sweep ourselves to the back of our mat. So now you're facing the opposite side. Your left shin should be facing the long edge of your mat. Your right shin now faces the back of your mat. Sit yourself up nice and tall. That left thigh should be touching right at the bottom of the bolster. Take another inhale. And then exhale, begin to twist to the left and lower down. Same thing, opposite side here. Your left cheek could lower, or again, if you're looking for that deeper twist, bring your right cheek to the bolster instead. And you're just noticing, softening, deepening into this moment as it is. Not as you expect or as you wish, but you're just meeting it as it is. last 3 breaths to deepen here. And then you can slowly begin to press your way up. Same thing, you'll drop your right arm down, your left arm sweeps up and overhead, and then drop your left hand down to your right knee, chin towards chest, head is heavy. Feel that big back stretch, side body stretch as well. And then from here, gently begin to lift up. We'll sweep back through center. How are we doing? Good. All right, we're gonna start to lower down. So let's take this bolster, set it off to the side. Blocks as well, off to the side, so that they're not in your way. And then you can take this blanket out from underneath you if it's still there. Woo. And just make the blanket like a little square. We'll come back to that in a moment. Set that down. And then we'll lower down. All right. Alrighty. So as you lower down, find your back grounded to the earth. Bring your feet wide and just knock your knees in for now. So our lumbar spine, that low back can ground. You might even kind of like hug the navel in through center so you feel the spine completely grounded against the mat. Relax your shoulders. Maybe close down your eyes. Big breath here. Sigh it out. Big breath in. Sigh it out. Once again. Beautiful. Walk your knees, or your feet, I should say, back through center. Ground through your feet and just inch your hips over to the left a bit. Draw your knees into your chest and then supine twist, our last twist, I promise. Even though I could twist all day, it feels so good. So from here, as you drop your knees over to the right, we're going to take that blanket and set it over your top leg. So you get a little bit more pressure supporting you down, and then your arms open nice and wide. As your arms open wide, shift your gaze to the left side, and maybe settle your eyes down. Let your shoulders, your arms melt. And just notice how the spine's feeling after this practice of twisting back and forth over and over. And really offering yourself the space and the time for that deep cleansing. Even if we don't know exactly what we're releasing, hopefully we can walk away feeling just a bit lighter. Let's really come into the breath here. Big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Big breath in. SH, let it go. Shh. One more. Gorgeous. And then we're going to unwind. Take that blanket off, draw your knees back through center, and shift the hips a little to the right. Draw the knees up and in, and then drop them to the left. Taking that blanket once again and just set it on top of that right leg. Arms fall open and your gaze shifts to the right side this time. Breathing into what you feel. Thanking your body for supporting you in this deep release. The willingness to find stillness in our busy days, our noisy lives. The willingness to pause, and the devotion to come back to self for the betterment of our well-being. And of our overall lives. Deep breath in. SH. Big breath in. SH. Let's take one more. So good. As we come back through center, we'll release the blanket and we'll set ourselves up for Shavasana. So maybe grab that bolster and slide it underneath your knees or your thighs. Your blanket could then, if you want to unwrap it all the way, you can, or just bring that heavy square to rest over your hips. Let your arms fall open. Let your feet fall out naturally. Take a big breath in through your nose, filling up belly, rib cage, and heart. Hold here at the top. Feel that abundance, that space that you've created in your body, filling it with nourishing breath, light, and energy. Part your lips, let it all go. Again, take a big, loving breath in through your nose, filling all the way up, holding at the top, soaking in all of that nourishment, all of that light. Exhale, release, feeling that softening of your entire body as you deepen into the surface of the earth. One more, take a full breath in, filling all the way up. Hold. As you hold, can you soften the body? And then let it all go. Sweet, sweet surrender now. Just allowing yourself to receive all of the beautiful benefits of this practice. and create space for integrating and observing Shavasana. And without changing anything, just start to notice your breath. Can you smoothly breathe in through your nose and a long, soft exhale out through the mouth? Smooth inhale through the nose. Long exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in and letting go. In and out. In and out. Begin to rock your head softly side to side. Slow movement as you feel the earth rolling under the head. Beautiful, wiggling your toes your fingers. And then maybe taking a full body stretch, pointing your toes, reaching your arms, bending your knees, rolling off to your side. Coming into a fetal position. And then as you're ready, we'll slowly begin to press our way up and come into our final seat together. So you can cross the legs, come into Sukhasana. Bringing one hand to your belly, the other to your heart. This energy of embracing self. Sit up a little bit taller through your crown, shoulders back, your heart is open. And let your eyes soften down. Where are you ready to let go? And how can you take that practice of letting go, of release with you off the mat? Does that mean cleaning a physical space? Getting rid of something that's no longer serving you? Or maybe emotionally, it looks like maybe starting to set boundaries around people pleasing. Maybe it looks like letting go of expectation or judgment. Or maybe mentally it looks like taking more deep breaths to support you in clearing all of the busy thoughts in the mind. Take a nice big breath in. Sigh it out. Full breath in. Let it go. One more time, filling up big full breath. SH. Bring your hands to press, thumbs to third eye center as you begin to bow forward, trusting that anything that's meant to fall away is no longer meant to take these steps into the next chapter of our journey with us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much. I hope you're feeling good and open, and I hope you take this practice with you into your day, into your week. Where are you letting go? Where are you practicing non-attachment, right? Take this yoga off the mat. That's where the real practice of yoga really begins. All right, see you next time.